Good. So, welcome everyone. My name is Jeremy Bornay. As you may know, I'm the president of the Computer Science Society, and I'd like to welcome you all to our first annual general meeting in quite a few years. So, just some housekeeping before we start. You probably saw on your Teams app that we are recording this, so if you ever turn your mic on, say anything, or put on your camera, then just know that you will be recorded. So just a quick agenda for how this is going to go. We're going to talk about what the Computer Science Society is in a nutshell, how you can get involved in CSS, an overview of what happened last year, how the upcoming year, 2021 and 2022, will look different, and then we're going to have some reports from our executives and board heads, so namely financials, academics and student advocacy, technical and development, careers and internships, and then events. Before I can continue, Philip, if you could just mute your mic, I think there's a little bit of feedback on it.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. And then after that, we're going to have a Kahoot where you have a chance to win from $50 in prizes and Amazon gift cards. And then we'll have a Q&A period. So after each of these reports, there will be an opportunity to ask questions, and you can ask questions throughout if you like, but there will be a Q&A period at the end. All right. So to start us off, what is the Computer Science Society? So who are we? The Computer Science Society is a group of elected students representing all undergraduate students enrolled in CS at Windsor. So some of the things we do is we host events, workshops, challenges, resume critiques, etc. Our digital campus is our student-only Discord server, which currently is at about 1,350-ish students and alumni. And if you ever want to join, it's css.uwindsor.ca/discord. I would imagine most of you are already in it, but if you're not, then there it is. And our main goal is to help build a welcoming and supportive society for CS students. So how can you get involved in the Computer Science Society? Well, the majority of our positions are elected with a few exceptions. So most CSS positions occur once every year, usually around March or April, and the term will begin in the month of May. So if you'd like to have an opportunity to work on CSS, then you'll be able to run for position in around March. And our first year representatives will be elected this coming October. So if you're a first year student and you'd like to get involved with CSS, this is a great opportunity for you to get involved and start your journey without having to wait until March. Now, if you don't have an elected position, that doesn't mean you can't still get involved. So Ryan will be talking later about our open source projects that we're working on. You can check out our GitHub here, github.com/uwindsorcss. And if you ever want to work on our student guide or our hub or anything, then that's a way you can get involved. And if you're an active member on our Discord server, you may be invited to be a moderator for it, which is another way you can get involved. So like I was saying before, one of the things we have is a student guide. And so this is an open source guide that has been developed by students for students. It has information basically about what courses you should pick, how to get a co-op or an internship, technical resources to get your project starting, stuff like that. If you ever want to check it out, you can go to css.uwindsor.ca/guide, or we have this fancy QR code for you there. And once again, if you're not on our Discord already, I highly recommend you join. as 1,300, 1,350 members have joined. It's free, it's student only, so you don't have to be afraid of, saying things. We have text channels for every class, and we also host most of our events, and opportunities are posted on our Discord server. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. So now we get into kind of an overview and an understanding of our last year, what happened, and then how we like to improve over the upcoming year. So as I'm sure everyone is aware, last year was a very unique one for the Computer Science Society and for everyone at Windsor. But despite the hardships posed by COVID-19, the Computer Science Society continued to support students, hold events, and continue to offer things for our students. But of course, switching over to online only. Our focus over the last year was to develop our Discord server and our online student resources, such as our student guide and our hub. Due to CS games and all in-person events being canceled, we did have additional funds at the end of the year, and thus we were able to kind of expand what we offer to students in the realm of care packages, giveaways, stuff like that over the year. And Philip will touch a little bit more on that later in his financial report. So we also hosted a bunch of different events. This is only a handful of them. Our most popular event was an Among Us night, which is right at the craze of Among Us, I think in October or so. We had some Wikipedia race events. We had an internships and careers presentation, which we'll be bringing back in about a week or so. And we hosted the Google Hashcode coding competition, which we do every year. We had a computer setup contest, music trivia night, and also a Minecraft sleeve competition, among others. So despite the problems due to COVID-19, we still made sure we had events and stuff for our students. Now, some ways that this upcoming year is going to change and some goals that we have for the 2021-2022 year. So this year, we have the opportunity now to begin hosting in-person events again, which is amazing. I think that's something we really wish we could have had last year, and I know a lot of our students really missed the in-person events, but now, keeping in mind the restrictions and the situations that can always be changing, we're currently looking into hosting more in-person events this year. And as many of you may have seen, over Welcome Week, we did have an in-person event, which was a t-shirt pickup and meetup. So we're already off to a good start there. Now, kind of related to that t-shirt event, as the campus opens up, we will be looking into adjusting how we offer giveaways and sweater sales. So one of our bigger expenses last year was shipping for our care packages. So as campus opens up, we're going to look into different ways to administer and give away these items, such as our t-shirts, which we gave away on the riverfront. So that's one of the ways that we'll be adjusting over the next year. And of course, we continue to grow our Discord server, and we're working on a number of additional digital projects that Ryan will touch on a little bit later that are meant to improve the student experience. So before we continue, if there's any questions related to what I just talked about, feel free to shoot them. But if not, then we will get into the executive and board head reports. And remember, you can ask a question whenever you want during the meeting. All right, so Philip, you can take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Philip Knezelik. If you don't know, I am the CSS treasurer, and I will be just going over the financial report for the last year and the upcoming year as well. So one of the questions is I've gotten a few times is how does CSS get our finances to support all the events and stuff we do? CSS gets a levy from every CS student every semester totaling $20, which is included in tuition costs. If you ever look at your tuition, there'll always be a fee that just says Computer Science Society fee that's charged for $20 every semester. This fee goes into our treasury, where the money gets used for events, quality of life changes for students, like such as the president or whoever gets Nitro so we can boost the server so we have more emojis, stuff like that, and other student-related expenses. Now the fines for 2020 to 2021 year. CSS, we started the 2020-21 elected year with about 17,000 in our account. Over the year, with the various charges, we ended up with 23,000, and most of the surplus was due to less events with COVID. How does CSS spend our finances in the 2020 to 2021 year? Most of the major charges were the first year t-shirt care package we did. Most of that was honestly the shipping and the printing of the t-shirts. And then we also did a second care package with mugs. That was also expensive. Lastly, the CSS donation raffle was still a sizable amount, but it wasn't as much. And that is only the major charges. There were also some minor charges, such as various small expenses for CSS members that had bought something for the society and needed to be reimbursed. 2021 to 2022 plan spending. So this is this upcoming year. Some of the major plans for our finances is we'll be having more events. Hopefully, once things get in person, we'll be able to actually have events, and that will add up pretty quickly because the events in person usually get decently expensive, especially if you have a lot. The first year t-shirt sales, as we did, we handed those out it was a few weeks ago, I think. And that was also a good sizable amount. Subsidization of sweater sales soon, which we will be talking about more soon. We will most likely be having a contest of sorts for the designs. And lastly, we'll be introducing a computer science society related small clubs fund. So if you have a computer science study related club and are interested in funding it, we might be able to help you out with that. So yeah, just as it said, the amount depends on the membership size and the resources needed because you might have a club that just needs, like for example, the video game design club. It's an excellent example. A lot of the members or most of the members are in computer science, but stuff like that where it's like they might, if they complete a game, they might need some funds to publish it on Steam, for example, or get a green light. Something like a robotics club if they need anything for that as well. So depending on the membership and what is needed, that's going to depend on how much they would get. And if you're a small club that's interested, you can feel free to reach out on the CSS email, which is css@uwindsor.ca, and any one of us can contact. You can contact any one of us, and we'll get back to you. Any questions?
I'm not too sure what a ping sock is, but thank you, Connor. All right, so if there are no other questions or anything or comments, okay, it's an emoji. Then we'll get into our student advocacy and academics talk presented by our Vice President, Wahid Bawa.
Yeah, so here, we can go on to the next slide. So for student advocacy and for your academics, essentially, we want to provide you an outlet where, let's say you have a problem with a prof or something isn't being handled in the course correctly or the school's doing something that's, violating your rights or whatnot, right? You can come to us as CSS, right? And we can help you with those issues, right? So let's say you have a prof that's banging on desks. We have one. I won't drop names, but if there's some prof, right, and he's calling you names, or they're changing your final to not be open book last second, you can report them. and we can help you with that process. I know as a student, you feel very helpless, right? But you have to realize that we're paying their salary, right? And you do have a say in these profs, right? And if they get hired again. And if you make that known to CSS, we can help you guys out with that. And who you can go to is the representatives. So you can go on to the next slide. So we have 2 representatives right now, which is Julia Garrett, who's our senior representative. So that's for 3rd and 4th year students. So if any of you guys have problems with some profs, you can go to Julia for that. For 2nd year, we have Ankit. And, anything's happening again, just go to Ankit, or you could, message me. We're available on our Discord, which is css.windsor.ca/discord. And we are available through email right here, as you can see on the screen. For 1st year representatives, we're electing them in October, as previously mentioned. So if you're interested in running in your 1st year, right, you can sign up to run for that. And you can help out your fellow students. As far as academics go, we have our CSS Discord. If you aren't a member, you should join, because for the people who are on there, they already know that we have a ton of channels for so we have a channel for every single course when it's offered during that semester. And basically, if you need to talk to somebody, or if you missed a class and you need some clarification on something, right? Or if you just want to vent about your prof, you can go there and do that. Right? There are no faculty or profs allowed on the CSS Discord. So nothing, nobody, no prof's going to be seeing that, right? So if you want to, curse someone out, that's fine. A-okay by us. Just keep it, PG. Or whatever.
Unless if someone rats you out, of course.
Unless somebody rats you out. But, we don't have rats in here for the most part. Unless you're, talking about co-op. Anyways, yeah, join the CSS Discord. Yeah, you can talk about whatever you want in there. We have memes. We have, speaking of co-op, we have a channel if you need like resume critiques, or if you need to reach out to specifically one of us, right? We're available on Discord basically all the time, right? There's somebody awake basically at all times. So you can just send us a message right there. If you don't want to send us anything by email. It's just the best way to reach us. There's everything there. There's a community there. You can talk with people, make friends. I know it's hard to make friends online and everything, right? Because all you guys do is sit in class, usually mute it, and then go do something else, right? So if you guys need to make friends, or if you need to study, whatnot, come over to the CSS Discord. We can help you out there, right? That's about it. If there are any 1st years, remember, come out and run for the 1st year rep positions, because they do matter, right? And maybe you can go into a higher position from there in CSS. But yeah, that's about it for me. If you have any questions, you can send them here. And if not, you can save them for the end.
Yeah, and I want to stress, just because you're a student, you shouldn't feel helpless. You do have rights. And, if something's going on that just isn't right, isn't fair, then, reach out, and honestly, we will do our best to help make sure that whatever needs to be rectified is rectified. All right. So next up, we've got Ryan Prairie and Aman Patel talking about the technical and development side of the Computer Science Society. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello, I'm Ryan, and I'm one of the heads of technology at CSS. So let's talk about it today. So what has been the theme for the past year? Well, the big theme has been stability and robustness. So our past software, it was all very good, but it could have been improved upon, which is what we were working on. We were planning on redoing some major aspects of some software, improving speed and stability, and make sure that when things go down or break, it's not like day ruining. So what have we done? So we've redone the Discord bot. We have completely restructured it. Before it was just one big file where everything happened, and we split it up into smaller files. We added something called containerization with Docker, which creates a easily reproducible and more stable environment for it to run in. And then we added something called featureization, where features could be turned on and off with a configuration file. This is good because if some issue happens in a feature, like a security vulnerability, or it's slow and we want to turn it off temporarily, we can just go in, change a single word in the config file, and it's turned off. So what else have we done? We've done the Science Society scavenger hunt. CSS teamed up with Science Society to build a scavenger hunt for students. Aman and I, that was our first big project as heads of technology. It was built using our existing website called the Hub. And we used Ruby on Rails, GraphQL, and React.js to build it. And luckily, how we designed it is it's easily changeable, adding new questions and rebranding how it looks. And so we can reuse it year after year by just changing how the questions are. So what are we currently working on? So currently, we're in the process of redoing our server architecture. On the left is a diagram of our planned server architecture. Our current server architecture, it's not bad. It just can be better. And this server architecture will make our code more stable and make it faster, as well as making it much easier to develop for. Instead of having to spend hours nitty-gritty in config files, changing and messing with networking and all that stuff, you just have to run one command and it brings all the code up for you. And so you can just easily develop things on multiple different systems. And this will also let us do things like having the bot and the hub communicate with each other, which they currently aren't able to do. So the student wiki. Now, our current student guide, it's good, but it can be much better. And so the project that we're currently working on is the student wiki. It's built using something called Docusaurus and React.js. And students can write articles, and then it auto-generates them to make it look all nice. We split it up into 6 main categories of what we believe students looking for: course information, careers information, academics, resources, computer science society, and the newsletter. Each section is distinct, but still leaves enough room that you can add multiple different articles about each topic. Now, open data. Open data is what I think is our biggest project that we're working on. Open data is less of a technical project and more of a policy project for the university. What is open data, you might be asking? Open data is the idea of having easily accessible, machine-readable data about the university that's open to the public or anyone who wants it. Currently, our university does not have that, but some universities do, like Waterloo. Now, this data could be anything from class times and locations to information about professors, like their emails, their office hours, to information about buildings, their latitude and longitude, their location, and their times that they're open, and stuff like that. Now, CSS wrote the proposal for open data, and we submitted it before the summer, and now we're waiting back for the final ruling on November 1st. If you would like to have this, then you can email CSS, and we will forward it on to who we think is who would like to know that you want to hear about this.
Yeah, and I really want to stress how important this one is, because I know personally a lot of people, not even just in CS, who are developing, Discord bots, websites, mobile apps that, use some really hacky ways to get around not having this data accessible. So if you ever wanted to make something like a timetable maker, because the current one isn't very good, or a Discord bot that shows or a Discord
Bailey.
bot that shows professor information or something like that, then yeah, this is really important. And so that's why Ryan said this is one of our biggest projects that we're working on.
Yeah, to build upon that, it might seem like some information is easily accessible already, Whether or not it is not important, but the important thing is that applications that we can't already think of could be built upon this. For example, Waterloo, they have an application called What is Rain that it shows you how to get across campus without going outside and the fastest route to get to each class from where you were before. Now, obviously, when they first thought up of open data, they weren't thinking, oh, some student is going to use this information to build this very specific application. But it's about enabling students to build things that they want to see.
Yeah, and if you'd like to learn more about open data and you'd like to see our proposal, then reach out. We can send it to you. I think it's somewhere in announcements buried, but we can also just send it again.
Yeah. Now, if you have any questions, you can write them in chat or message me. I'm available all the time. So yeah, that's it.
All right, I think we were just going to give we're going to give a quick little demonstration of the stuff that we've got. So Brian, I don't know if you want to talk or if you'd like me to.
Yeah, I can talk. So this is our GitHub. Our GitHub is a place that you can put your code online for students to for anyone to contribute to it. So this is our GitHub. We have multiple different repositories, but currently the biggest ones are the Hub, which is our website, the Discord bot, the Wiki, which is currently in development, and logos and branding. Logos and branding is fairly self-explanatory. We have a lot of different repositories, some of them current, some of them not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
lots of stuff to contribute to.
Absolutely. And if you have an idea for something, a feature, you can message me, or you could just start building it on your own and then talk to me afterwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is the wiki. It's still in its early stages, but we have a fairly nice looking landing page so far. Almost none of the articles have been written yet, but this is what the wiki will look like when it is, fully finished. Yeah, and this is the Hub. The Hub is our central website. That's why it's called the Hub. And you can sign in with your Windsor email. You can register for events. You can get signed into our Discord. We have multiple resources like, our student guide. We also have a store that that's a Shopify store where when we sell things or do anything involving money, that's normally where we put it.
Yep. And we got our events and our past events, stuff like that. And really quick, I just want to show the student guide. And as you can see, it's this is the same as the wiki. This is going to be switched out for this wiki here once it's complete, but currently css.uwindsor.ca/guide. And let me paste that. And so much information, co-op info, research info, anything you need. And if you ever want to contribute to it, it's very simple. You just hit contribute to guide, and then you can edit it right in GitHub's editor, make a pull request, and you'll be good to go. And you can add yourself to this fancy list of contributors. All right. Now, I noticed a lot of conversation going on. If there's anyone who has a question that did not get answered in chat, then, feel free to ask it again. But if not, we can talk about careers and internships with our career advisor, Abdul.
Hey everyone. So my name is Abdulaziz Khan. I'm a fourth year student at the uni. This is going to be my final term, but I'm still doing a few internships. I'm currently the first time being a career advisor for the Computer Science Society. I've completed 2 internships. One was with the provincial government at their treasury board, and the second one was with a startup called The Least Genius. And this upcoming winter, I'm going to be interning with NVIDIA as a software engineer for their GeForce Experience platform. So just a little bit more about my role, career development, etc., within like the CSS Discord and online, etc. There are multiple ways if you're first year, second year, third year to develop your profile while studying at the U. There's TA, being a TA, there's research opportunities, there's obviously co-op, and there's also internships. Co-ops and internships, we have an event, like Jeremy said, upcoming to discuss more about, you know, how to land one, what do you need as a resume, you know, what are employers looking for, how to make yourself stand out, etc. The CSS has many resources also available on their student guide. Past presentations, resumes of alumni that you can look at and, you know, see how to format your resume, etc. Guides, workshops, like I said, events, and many more. Myself, I'm always open to whoever wants to contact me if they need any help. So like a resume critique, LinkedIn profile critique, you need help with a cover, like prepping a cover letter, because some companies still ask for one. So you can always DM me, and we can either set up a time where we hop in a call and discuss whatever you need help with, or, you know, I could do the resume review and send you the feedback back. So my door is always open. I'm looking forward to, you know, helping the students in my time as career advisor land, you know, whatever opportunities they can and provide the opportunities that I can to them. Just a quick heads up, I didn't add this to my slide, but if there are students that are looking for next summer internships, so you say your first year, second year, even third year, to be honest, you guys should start applying now because a lot of the major companies have already opened and closed their applications for next summer. If you want to work at a reputable company that looks good on your resume, think about start applying now. Even though it's fairly early, having that offer and not having to worry about interviews is something that's a great feeling, trust me. So yeah, if you guys need any help, feel free to DM me on Discord or shoot me an email. All the contact, like my contact info, is on the student guide. If you want to email me, usually if you message me on Discord, that's the best way to get through to me. But if there's any more questions, I'm more than happy to take them.
All right. Thank you, Abdul. And I noticed Steven said that Slack and Facebook have openings right now, and maybe EA. So if you want to work at any of those companies, get on it now, because they'll close soon. And even if they don't close, a lot of them, they look at it at like a rolling basis. So even though it's not closed, they'll already start looking at them. So it's possible you won't, they'll already have someone else in mind by the time they close. And as Harnoor just said, if you go to the careers channel on our CSS Discord, if you check the pinned comments, we have, I think there are two lists of internships that you can apply to, one for Canada and one for US. So make sure you check that out. All right. Well, if there are no other questions or comments, and new grad positions, that's right, Steven. So yeah, next up we've got Julia Sabelli talking about events and all about that. Take it away.
All right. So perfect. Okay, so I'm Julia, the other Julia Sabelli. I'm fourth year computer science student at Windsor. I'm the current head of events for the Computer Science Society, as well as one of the co-founders and the art head for the Video Game Design Club at the university. I completed one internship so far with FlexingGate, Ventra, WSPD. And I'm currently a TA for the Comp 2707 Advanced Website Design class. The other members of the events team are some of our event organizers and coordinators. Super duper sorry if I pronounce your names wrong, but we got Shabam, Yusman, Dhruv, Hanur, and Preet. Not sure if they're all here today, but if you guys have any questions about like events or anything like that in the Discord server, you can hit up any one of them and I'll be able to help you.
And you can even do @events team, and it'll ping all of them at once. Convenient way to get a hold of everyone.
Now, so what have we done so far in terms of events this past summer and right before the summer? In June, we did a logo design contest. So I'm not sure if we had like a certain theme or so, but oh, that's right. That's when we did the Canada Day one, right? Yes. So for Canada Day or for any usual like holiday, we usually have a themed logo. But this time we decided to make it up to the people of the server. And we had students join in on a contest to design a logo for Canada Day for the Discord server. We got a lot of good entries for that, and it was really neat to see everybody's creativity. Then we also had a chess tournament, and we had a huge show up for that, and we still now have a lot of big demands for it to show up in the coming months or so. So you guys will get a chance to see that event come around at some point. Then for July, we had Scribble.io game night. It's basically like online Pictionary, where the person who's a drawer has to pick from one of the set words or themes, and they draw it, and people have to guess it. And then we also had another Among Us game night, and that had a great turnout as well. For August, we held a Pokemon tournament. That had an amazing show up. We had like a big bracket. I forget if it was like a single or double elimination, but everybody seemed to enjoy it, and we have more requests for that as well to show up again. So you should be able to have a chance to see that one again as well. And then we had a League of Legends tournament as well, and we ended up streaming that on our CSS Twitch channel, which I linked later on lower down in the slides, so you guys will be able to check that link out later. And then for Welcome Week, that was just here like a few weeks ago, we held another Minecraft Spleef competition where we borrowed a map for this time, but we usually build our maps from scratch and have our own server, which we're going to be having a whole like world server that's open 24/7 in the coming weeks or so. And you guys will be able to join that and build on that. And the address, like the IP address, will be shared in the announcement channel of the Discord. So that was our first event. Then we had presentation by Kyle. I can't pronounce his last name, I'm sorry. Called The Good, the Bad, and the Co-op. And it was like a workshop with students so that they can be more familiarized for those deciding to go into co-op or not. And that turned out really, really well. And then we had an intro to game dev workshop with the Video Game Design Club. We had students create like a little mini game with Jeremy's head and Connor's face when it was game over. That was a lot of fun. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. Everybody had a great time. So hopefully we get to see more of that in the coming weeks as well. And then we had another Minecraft competition, a building competition, where we gave students a theme that they had to build off of. This theme was, we did this time ships and boats, I'm pretty sure, yeah. And we got a bunch of great designs for that and big turnout as well. And then for the last day, we had a CSS t-shirt and swag pickup where we gave out free goodies and welcome week shirts, and that had an amazing turnout as well.
That was our first ever in-person event in over a year and a half, which was really great to see that we could do that. And yeah, especially the turnout was great for that too.
Now, plans for the future that we have. So these events aren't set in stone as of right now, but just because like dates change, things like that. So these are some possible events that we'll be having in the coming season. Intro to open source event workshop, and that's gonna be presented by Ryan Prairie. Sweater design contest, trivia night, outdoor movie night and costume contest. That's gonna be most likely around like Halloween time or so. Sticker design contest, bowling night, bingo night, our famous Sky Zone event night, then a mental health and de-stress event, and Wikipedia races.
Yeah, so especially if you want to see one of these in-person events happening, I noticed we got some fingers crossed regarding the outdoor movie night and costume contest. If you do really want to see one of these in-person events happen, let us know. We got to kind of gauge what the community wants. AJ asked, can we play basketball? Unfortunately and surprisingly, the university is actually the basketball nets at the university have been, I don't want to say taken down, but you can't use them at the moment.
They're like roped off.
Yeah, because currently that space is being occupied by a tent that we're actually looking into renting for some of these events. So, but yeah, some of these are tentative on, the situation with COVID-19 remaining relatively calm, and as well as, restrictions and such from the university and from the government. We have to be mindful of what we actually can do, and then also what's, best and safest for our community. So we can't absolutely say anything for sure. We can't say for sure if we're going to do skiing, Bailey, unfortunately. But, if you really do want to see one of these events happen, let us know. I'm sorry, Bailey. But
I
yeah.
also seen laser tag in the question. Laser
Laser
tag,
tag, yeah.
Screw you
Yeah,
guys.
laser tag would be good too.
Yeah, any ideas or requests for events that you guys would find that like it would be a good event to put or like to throw, I should say. We have an events channel in the Discord server, and you guys can just pop in your ideas in there, and we'll take a look at them.
Yeah, that's right. So whether you want to do that, or you want to email us, or you want to DM one of us, just say, hey, like this would be a cool event to host, and chances are we'll definitely look into it. And I am seeing that Abdul's saying you can play basketball at the Forge, which is in the Windsor gym. So while the common area basketball nets aren't currently open, you'll be able to go and see that one.
And that is just some important links right there. We got like the main CSS Windsor website, the link to the Discord, and then some social links. And the Twitch channel for Windsor CSS is right there as well. You guys can screenshot it, anything you like.
Yep, we do have a Twitch channel. It's not too active at the moment, but we're looking into having some coding streams and, hosting some of our other events on there. Yeah, we're looking into all different possibilities right now. Twitch.tv/uwindsor CSS, not CSS uwindsor, and Abdul might be streaming League on it. That's right. So, yeah, if I would copy and paste all these in, but can't right now. I see Abdul's laughing, so I'm guessing that the League isn't going to happen, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, he's better than me at least, so.
Or I'll paste them in. But yeah, it should be open to questions at the point. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have event ideas, feel free to just paste them in right now. Like, no better time than the present. We're always looking to get input from our students on, what kind of stuff we like.
Exactly.
All right. Did someone say Kahoot or what? Okay,
I sure did.
I'm not sure if we have Julia Garrett in here quite yet. So let me stop sharing and I'll try and get the Kahoot running.
I believe she was held up at work.
Yeah, and that's what I was planning for. This is why. Give me just a moment to get this queued up. Who is a Kahoot? I'm not too sure. Okay, let's log in.
Yo!
Who's yoing?
Yo.
It's me, once again.
I knew it was Zane.
Is that Zane? Okay, yeah.
Yo.
It's Zane.
Yeah,
Oh my
how do
God,
we
I'm
kick
in a
somebody out of
Zoom-
this
I'm
call?
I'm in a Teams
Zane.
call with Zane again.
WCC1?
Yeah, Zane. WCC1, man.
Shut up.
Waiting, bro.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
You literally... Bro, you're literally an admin. Do it yourself, bro.
Oh, God. It'd be a shame if I had to disable your mic.
Wait,
Okay,
is
so
my mic shit?
no, it's not bad.
No, but it could be.
Okay, let's hit classic. The game pin is loading. Don't worry. All right, can you see that?
It's doing something.
Not yet. There we go.
There we go. All right, let's get this Kahoot going.
Yo, better catch this
And
out.
Oh, shit.
can you hear the music?
No, sadly
okay.
not.
I don't know how that works in
Who's
Teams.
gonna sing the theme?
Zane, can you sing the
actually
theme for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeremy, you might need to share
I
again
only know the Wii
with
Shop
the
music.
voice turned on.
What's that? Share with noise on?
Yep.
Let me see. Share content.
Hi, Julia.
Oh, include computer sound. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. No, not you, Stephen. Let's. Okay, is it up now? Okay, so if you want to win the Amazon gift card, like I'm not. It's going to be difficult to verify who Richard Nixon is or at your mom's or whatever.
Well,
so
I know
it's
Richard
not that
Nixon.
You don't know who Richard Nixon is?
Bruh. The guy who has Richard Nixon as his name is my roommate.
Okay, I'm just giving.
I know he can hear me.
I'm just giving examples here.
You know who I am, though, right?
Yeah, you're Matthew.
I don't see Stefan
you're
anywhere
right.
in here. So
Who's Stefan?
We'll see stuff.
it's supposed to be you.
So yeah, if like
I don't know what you're talking about.
some of these
Yo, wait,
we
I'm
don't.
gonna go grab an ice cap. Want one?
I've
No,
just made the
I'm
same
good,
as
bro.
my description
Alright.
in Discord.
Don't
You're trying to-
don't come near my house, bro. I'm scared.
You're really trying to come to Windsor?
Leave me alone, bro. All right, fuck everyone, bro. I'm leaving.
All right, bye. Get him out of here.
He wasn't late to this meeting like he was with Dave's.
Oh my god, why you have to call him out, man?
There's the links, by the way. I don't know why they're so big though.
And my computer is chugging right now.
You want a
Don't know
laptop?
why. It's a gaming laptop, so it's like, you know, but
Chonk links, yes.
Sheesh, gaming laptop gang.
let's
Hey.
see.
I gotta get new SSDs for mine.
We've got
Yeah, I need to
39
upgrade mine too.
attendees, and we have 37K. Like, Wahed, if you're actually playing it, like, you know you can't win the money.
I'm not
right?
playing it, bro.
Okay.
I ain't trying to play.
Well,
That's actually me.
I'll give till 5:55 for everyone. So if you can't,
Yeah, if you're on CSS, I
Yeah,
don't
if
think
you're
you're
on-
eligible to win.
if you're on
Bruh.
CSS and you helped make this Kahoot, then you probably
Damn, I'm
can't
about
win
to
the
win
money.
this
What
Kahoot
if
in
you're on
CSS,
CSS
You
and
guys
didn't
can't do nothing
help?
about it.
I didn't
Well, to
help
be
you.
fair, we can all access the answers.
You know, it's
What do you
Yes,
mean?
all the answers are
So-
on a doc that everyone has.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's all in
You
the
can't
chat.
Hey,
win.
listen, Nvidia, you're gonna get a 3090. I don't think you need my $25 fucking
Hate
gift
to
card,
do it
okay?
to you,
I
but
think we're good.
You're saying that you haven't looked at pictures, so.
Yeah, you cut out like 3 times there.
Yeah. Wait, if I win and then leave CSS, I can win, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you win, I'm kicking you off. So
Yeah, but then I
If
get
I
the
win,
money.
can I just donate it to CSS?
now we're good, bro. We're gonna let
Bro,
the
I'm about
people win.
to win and join CSS right after, and you guys can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, I'm
Aren't you an
kicking you from
alumni?
the server.
okay, I
Other
think
than
I'm gonna
stuff that's
share without audio again because that was my computer's
Yeah.
not handling it.
I don't think the audio was working anyway.
It wasn't working anyway.
Oh,
so.
it wasn't?
No.
Then why was I doing that anyways? All right. What exactly is Kahoot? Okay, so yeah, if you don't know, go to kahoot.it and then put in this game pin and you'll be able to play. Someone's mic has some.
Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do. I will not lie.
That's all right. Okay, it's 5:55. I think it's about time we get started. All right. Here we go. Oh, this is a good one. Wait, can I answer as the host?
No, you can't.
You can, actually.
You can? Oh.
Yeah, you can press on it.
Oh, that's weird.
I mean, if you won't press on it, let me know, you know.
Feel free to yell out
Wait.
wrong answers.
Wait. That's technically not
Yeah,
correct.
bro.
Is it
I
past-
don't know.
press-
Red's
say press-
looking pretty correct. Like,
Wait. You said past
Are we
three
counting
presidents. You didn't say
shadow
presidents of
presidents?
past.
No. If it was correct, it'd be
that's the,
Jeremy, Eric. Or no, Jeremy.
You didn't say
Jeremy,
past 3
Whatever it
terms.
is.
That's not accurate. Just saying.
Wow.
You're not
Officially,
winning
this is
anyways,
the
bro.
official.
Why are we discussing this now? Well,
And if you're saying Ferruccio should only be counted once, technically it wouldn't be Eric or anyone, it would be Joel. So, just gonna say that.
Was Eric not president?
No, Eric was never
No.
president.
Damn, something's
Shadow.
wrong.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
ran
wait,
he ran
yeah.
against Joel and lost by 1 vote.
Yes.
What is it?
Okay.
He ran against Joel and lost by 1 vote.
That is brutal.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know he ran against Joel, but anyways. Alright, I'm guessing NVIDIA is Abdul, so if that is you, then you can't win the money.
Yeah. I know.
If not, then NVIDIA's in the lead. Alright,
Ooh.
this one's tough.
Bro, how the
Let's
hell
see
are we
if I
supposed to
can
know
name
this?
Listen,
them.
man.
There's president, vice president, treasurer, there are 4 event coordinators, 1 event organizer, 1 head of events, head of societal development.
Oh,
Wow.
Let's go.
Damn.
Good job, Steven.
1 for
Don't
2.
worry. The remaining ones should be a bit more common knowledge.
Beat me to button.
Right. And Julia's down to 3rd place. True or false?
It's cap.
Cap.
I mean, you can actually check it right now. So if you're on the Discord,
We actually use Slack, so this is actually inaccurate.
Oh, there's one falser, bro.
sorry, Steven.
Yeah, Steven lost. Man.
All right. Hey, oh, Big Steve. Move it up. All right. What was our most popular event in 2020? This is something I mentioned very briefly before. Let's see if you can remember. Amogus.
Nice.
Was it
nice.
Among Us?
It was.
Yes.
You got like
Yeah.
40
by
people.
I
a
thought it was
fairly
Scribble,
wide
okay.
margin.
By a good margin. We had, I believe,
Yeah, it
over
wasn't even
50 people or
close.
something.
I think
So
what was
does-
like Among Us was like 60 people at its max.
Oh, 6. Well, maybe it was 60. Yeah, it was.
I think it was like
good.
high 40s.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But
We had quite a few games going.
yeah, absolutely. But you know, some of our other ones like Spleef and Build Comp were pretty popular as well. So, oh, Hunter's on a streak. I don't know who Hunter is, but they know their CSS. All right. So, you found a nice
Ryan will throw the
PDF.
hammer at you if you do this.
Not
He's
specific.
not wrong.
Not specific enough.
You
Not
find a nice
specific enough.
PDF online on LibGen. Do you post it on the
Sin's
CSS
textbook.
system?
Not specific enough. You don't mention the consequences if you do. Technically, you can.
So you cannot post pirated materials on the CSS
You're gonna get the
system.
hammer from Ryan.
There we go.
Steven, you know
muted
what I
him.
mean.
Yeah, so if you post pirated materials, we will delete it. Yeah, just don't do it.
Ryan will come to your house, slap you, then print it out for himself.
Hey, we got Nico in the lead.
He's not wrong.
Nico! I have a feeling I don't know who that is.
All right. When are the CSS first year rep elections?
November's a pretty good month.
I mean, October's Halloween.
I was born in December.
True.
And Christmas.
My birthday is in November though, so.
Oh, wait, did that already happen?
There we go. Didn't they already happen? No. No, they did not. October. So yeah,
I mean, technically yes, but no.
sometimes we do have it in September, but this year is a little different. We're having it in October. I remember when I was a first year rep, I think we had it in November or December. So we try to have it earlier in the year, but this year
We had it in December. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact, me and Harnoor, who's on CSS now as well, we were both started off as first year rep in 2019. So you become first year rep, who knows, maybe one day you can be the president. All right. This one you can select multiple for, and it's a very important one. Who is the best executive?
Wahid but green.
I don't know.
Bro, that
Wahid but
picture's
green
so
looking
old, bro.
eco-friendly, my guy.
That was when Wahid was depressed, man.
That
You
was
don't
my
pick Jeremy, he's
depressed
gonna
one,
ban you.
bro.
He's a
That's,
dictator.
Is he not right now?
2-3-1 Wahid right there. That's when Wahid
Okay.
was taking 2-3-1.
I feel like this is gonna be
Yeah.
biased.
Holy, those were days.
Hey.
Everyone's looking at all of them.
And who would have thought all of the above?
I mean,
Because they're all equal.
Why did poor Flip?
All I'm saying is I doubled basically both of you. Okay.
I'm seeing Philip in last place though, so this is where it really comes out. I'm not sure why Wahid but
Damn.
Green is higher than Wahid.
Well, you know,
It's quirky.
I'm eco-friendly.
And eco-friendly.
Okay, so I'm actually seeing a question. Can you post ads, etc. for again? So I don't want to say against your opponent. So in the first year rep election, you are allowed to post promotional materials, and we'll have a special place for you to do that. But we don't advise that you have any smear campaigns.
It's not allowed. We don't advise. We don't allow.
Yeah, it's not in your best interest to do that because you can be disqualified for doing that. So
Listen, if you start smearing other people, I'll start smearing you. You don't want that.
yeah, and it doesn't look good on you anyways. So I wouldn't do it, smearing other people against other people. Make it positive. Talk more about why you think you should be the first year rep specifically. All right, Nico's still in the lead. We got some newcomers in. True or false? So CSS has an open source wiki/student guide that anyone can contribute to.
False.
This is something we definitely didn't show in the presentation.
Can I get a link?
I think the answer for this is 3.
It's actually a square.
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's what?
I know that one pulses, Stephen.
So yes, if you were listening, we do have an open source wiki/student guide that literally anyone can contribute to it. So you can just make a change, make a pull request, we'll approve it, and you can be added to the list of contributors, which is a nice thing to have on your GitHub and on your resume. So something to think about. All right, Nico's still in the lead. Hunter close behind though. So what color names are given to board heads on the CSS Discord? No, board heads. So if you don't know, you can probably go on the Discord right now and check. So we've got pink, blue, orange, and green.
Wish it was orange.
Orange sucks, bro.
What do you mean?
So it is
Orange does not suck.
pink.
That is false.
So blue is for executives, orange is for board members, and green is for the president.
And alumni.
And dictator.
And dictator.
Well,
And dictator.
Yellow is for ultimate Pokemon champion.
And yellow is for ultimate Pokemon champion. That's
And
right. So
pink
true
is
or
for
false? Philip has a spreadsheet for ranking sushi restaurants.
Oh yeah, this is
And
false.
it's quite inaccurate, in my opinion. Like, I just,
Bro, Phil doesn't even like
Yeah, that's just because Steven's opinion's wrong.
It's actually about ramen. Wrong food entirely.
That was shawarma.
Steven, like Rooch, have bad taste buds.
Windsor pizza. It's that.
And there we go.
Rooch
Philip
prefers
does
Little
have a
Caesars over Windsor pizza.
True.
Why? No.
I don't know.
That
He
hot
likes
and
that
ready.
pizza type pizza.
Oh damn, Hunter's
so
trying.
Little Caesars is honestly top tier. No cap.
Okay, I'm
How
gonna
do you
say
pick
something
somebody?
that Little Caesars is not top tier by any means, but it is edible. I'll give it that.
I mean,
People-
technically, glass is edible, so.
As opposed to
It is
what's
edible.
not edible. What pizza have you had?
I'm just saying it's not the worst. Honestly, I've had pizza from Naples that's worse, but
That's true, yeah.
I digress. All right,
Pizza is better than Little Caesars.
No
second
shot.
last question.
That's
this
not
is
a
a
high bar.
multiple.
Garbage is better
Especially
than
the
Little
one
Caesars.
by the U.
So which of these events are we planning on hosting in the future? And you
I
can
love-
select multiple.
Love trivia night, comma.
Yeah, trivia night commas. One of my favorites.
Grammar error.
Thank you.
That's not an error. That's meant to be there.
Are you sure?
Punctuation error.
Okay.
It's actually trivia on commas.
Trivia
True.
night,
Oh,
comma.
And yeah, so we're actually planning on hosting all of these, so any of the above would be acceptable. Hopefully, well, all of these would be online, so we should be able to do those, but hopefully we can get some more in-person ones too. All right, so this is the last chance. I'm noticing it's very close between Hunter and Vivian. Nico's got a pretty good lead, but who knows? It only takes one wrong answer to lose the lead. So here we go. The last question for all the marbles is a multiple select again. What kind of reviews do we offer? So this is related to careers. So cover letter reviews, LinkedIn profile review, GitHub profile review, or like a resume critique.
Also sushi reviews from Philip.
Sushi reviews. That
Pizza
one is
reviews.
included by default. So the one that we don't really have, or at least advertise, is GitHub profiles, because it's a GitHub. There's not too much to put on there, but yeah, we do have. Abdul offers LinkedIn profile reviews, resume critiques, and usually cover letter critiques go with resume critiques, but yeah, that's it. All right, and let's see who the grand. Oh, see, look at that.
Woo!
Third place is Miranda. Nico, we got second place. First place.
It's Hunter. Oh.
Oh,
no way!
Look at that. See?
Coming in
that's
clutch.
kind of wild.
Hunter,
Right.
Ryan cheated though. Ryan cheated though.
So I'm happy that all of these people are not on CSS. If I can have someone on CSS screenshot this and post it in CSS General, that would be nice.
I shall. Here, just move your mouse for a sec.
There.
We already got it.
I got it.
Beautiful.
Damn, you know what?
Who's third and fourth as well?
What's that? Third and
Third
fourth?
as well, 'cause
How do I?
It's Vivian
Scavenger,
and
Nico.
Hunter. I saw it. Vivian and Hunter.
Hunter was fourth, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. I don't know. Here, it might jump. Okay, it's gonna jump up. Just give it a second. Try and catch it when it comes back up. So Nico, Miranda, and Ikenna, if you could post like your full name and your Windsor email in the
Hunter was
chat.
fourth, okay.
There we go.
Because Ikenna said, give it to Nico. So we'll just move everyone down one.
All right, sounds good.
Fine by me.
All right, well, that's it for that. So let me get back to this. So before we close off, does anyone have any questions, comments, anything to say? Other than how wonderful of a meeting this was, right?
When is next general meeting?
Winter, I think.
So yeah, the next general meeting that we have is supposed to be in January, probably mid to late January. We'll have another thing similar to this. And then we'll have another one, which is supposed to be our big one in, I think we usually have that one in May. But of course, we haven't done one of these in quite a while, so. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure to tune in next time. Make sure you're looking at your emails, looking at the CSS Discord server. Yeah, we have plenty of stuff planned in the future, and I hope you all consider, getting more involved with CSS.